Hello. The premise of this video is pretty obvious, but I still do need to read the rules, so... Every time I have to use my gun, the counter goes up by 1. But it's not counted per bullet shot, just for every time I use a gun. Besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Half-Life Alyx starts out without you even having a gun, so blah blah blah, let's skip ahead to the part where you actually get your gun. Now, after getting shot by the gun that Russell throws at you, you will face your biggest problem of this entire playthrough. Fucking padlocks. You cannot break padlocks with anything but a gun. Trust me, I tried. I tried safety cones, I tried glass bottles, Noam Chomsky, and even hitting it with my gun. But no, none of these worked. You have to shoot padlocks. So, add 1 to the counter.
Oh, you took care of that lock then. Good.
The Combine sealed up.
Then, after figuring out Alyx has needs of glass, we come across our second fucking padlock. And guess what? That's another gun usage to the counter. Then, after Alyx remembers she has a multi-tool, we come across another fucking padlock! I swear, this game was made to use guns or something. God damn it. Well, another one to the counter. Now, after finding someone's leftover heroin needle, we come across another padlock, and a zombie, but thankfully there's a barnacle in the way, so we don't have to use more bullets.
No shortcut?
Yeah, that is the shortcut. Yeah, be careful.
Ah, our first suite of enemies, you know what that means. Run for your life! Now, after successfully running for my life... Oh hey, a head crab. Head crabs aren't actually as big of an issue as you might think, because you can grab any item and just push them away from you. So, this level was cleared without using a gun. Now, after talking to the Vortigaunt, which you can't skip the fucking cutscene of... You come across another No, not another fucking padlock! No, I'm fucking done! No, I'm not doing this anymore! After calming down a little, I shot the padlock and continued on going, but that's another one to the counter. Then you come across a zombie holding a shotgun, which funnily enough I can't use, but I still have to grab it to progress the story. So I grab it and run away from all the enemies that come out of the walls. Here's another one of the bigger issues of this playthrough: manhacks. There's no way to stop manhacks from chopping you up. Even with a box, they managed to cut me through the stupid mesh. It looks like I've caught him here, but he will constantly grade down my health until I'm dead. So I just have to run past this area without even attempting to fight them. Now we come across another large issue of this playthrough: these two manhacks. You see, I have to get past it. Oh, well, I guess that's one way to deal with them. Oh hey, another padlock. Now, usually the zombie throws the explosive barrel towards the barnacle here, but you can just throw a bit of resin so you don't have to shoot it. Also, this barnacle seals the wheel from you, but you don't actually have to shoot it because it just drops the wheel after picking it up once. There's also a lock on this door if you want to go through a shortcut, but you can just go all the way around and you don't have to shoot it. Now, that being said, this is the first time you meet the Combine and you do have to fight here, so add another one to the counter.
Warning. Vital signs dropping.
Now, there are 2 zombies here when you have to save your father with this weird sludge thingy, but you don't actually have to shoot them to progress here, so... There is an armored head crab here when you have to grab the orange keycard, but you can just have 6 skills like me and dodge it so it doesn't even grab onto you. There are 2 zombies here when you have to call the elevator, but you can just click the button and stall them until the elevator comes, so you don't have to use your gun here either. And when you're in the elevator, you can show them your feelings. There are 3 head crabs here after you grab the blue keycard, but you can just teleport past them before they even get out the vents. And show them your feelings as well. Then you have to throw a grenade into this chute with the zombie, which doesn't count because that is a grenade, not a gun. Then there's this big Combine soldier which you can just run past, and even more soldiers which you can also just run past. Then we get to the Northern Star where when you enter the hotel you have to grab this power cell to activate the power, but you can just run past all the enemies here and close the door behind you so you don't have to fight them. Here you have to activate the power to the elevator with these 2 enemies, but you can just kinda lock them into this room and you don't have to deal with them afterwards. Now it's time for the electric head crab fight, where I do have to use my gun because there's no way to progress here without just killing this fucking thing. And another one where you have to fight it as well to continue, so that's another one to the counter. Here you call an elevator, what you have to wait for, but you don't have to fight here either. You can just kind of run around the zombie until it shows up. Now, after forgetting which direction forwards was, you have to deal with these 3 enemies and 1 more enemy in the bathroom. This is kind of bullshit because they block you off when you try to leave through the door. As you can see, I was panicking here, but if you're fast enough, you can just teleport behind them and go through the door without getting killed. Oh hey, more guns I can't use. Anyway, beyond the store there are 3 enemies and another padlock you have to shoot. You don't have to kill these enemies because you can just lock them out, but there is a padlock still. Add another one to the counter. Here there are 2 more lightning dogs which you have to fight off, so add another one to the counter. Here you have to disconnect the cables that hold up the vault in the sky, but you do have to shoot the cores to disconnect the cables, so add another one to the counter. After defusing a bunch of mines and doing boring puzzles, we come across another fight section. Now, you'd think I might have to use a gun here, but no. The enemies are stupid enough to throw live grenades towards me, which I'm allowed to use. So I just throw them back and I don't have to use my gun here. Now we get to the part where we have to open up the distillery. Now, we do have to use our gun here twice. Once for opening the lock over here, and twice just because doing this puzzle is incredibly hard with all the enemies shooting at you. So, yeah, add 2 to the counter. Now we come across my favorite part of this entire playthrough, Jeff. I can't describe to you how nice it is to have an enemy in front of you that cannot die via bullets. So, you get through all the fun puzzles with Jeff. And you put him in the crusher, but you don't crush him because he's been so nice to you. This is where I got the single most important upgrade of this entire playthrough, the Granatwerfer? Ah, the grenade launcher. This grenade launcher is so useful because it doesn't count as a gun, but I can still fire bombs at high velocity towards people. This was one of the most annoying parts of this entire playthrough because you have to reroute the power while there's a particle above you and 2 zombies chasing you and a headcrab chasing you as well. But I found if you just throw an explosive barrel at the barnacle and lead away the zombies, this gets much easier. You also have to run away from some combine, but with a lot of teleporting, this also gets done quite easily. Then there's this guy on the tower, which you can also kind of just blow up with your grenade launcher. I told you this thing would come in handy. Blah blah blah, we're running away from combine, we're blowing up combine. Then there was this door. Oh god, was this door stressful. It wasn't necessarily difficult, but it was difficult to think about what the fuck I was doing while getting shot at by 16 different enemies. Basically, you have to be really quick about this, because you have to unlock all 3 of these pins in a very quick succession. But that's kind of difficult when you're getting shot at by 3 different antlions. But even I managed to get this done after 5 minutes of fumbling and survive the antlions. So, no gun usage for this one either. After that you have to do a puzzle and then you get to this part. Now, you don't necessarily have to shoot these enemies, but there is a padlock at the end of this, so 1 gun usage has to be added here. But then, after this horde of enemies, you have to deal with 3 fucking man-hacks. Now, the worst part was I wasn't able to blow him up because I didn't have enough grenades and I had to blow this guy up to even continue past them. So, I just had to fumble around for an hour and I managed to get past them all. Then we get chased by a Strider, which doesn't really matter because we can't kill him anyway with guns. But then, there's this car park. Oh god, this car park brought me pain. Basically, I have to get past all of these enemies and then open this garage door. You see where the problem is? Yeah, it's kind of hard to survive when you have to open a door and then run through it while it's still open. So, I had to do this for 15 minutes, but I managed to do it in the end anyway. Then we shoot at the Strider with a grenade launcher. No, this doesn't count. It's still a grenade launcher, not a gun. Then we get to this part where I finally get to unleash all of this anger on these guys, because these are not guns. Let's go! Oh, fuck. So in total, I had to use my gun 15 times. I don't think you could shave off any more gun uses, because most of them were used for padlocks and for fights.